If you've ever tried to lose fat and felt like you're doing everything right, eating less, training more, and still not getting the result you expect, this video is for you. Most people don't struggle with fat loss because they're lazy or undisciplined. They struggle because they've been told things that sound logical but don't work well long term. A lot of advice around fat loss is oversimplified, outdated, or taken out of context. And when you follow it for months or years, you end up tired, frustrated, and stuck. So in this video, I want to go through the 10 most common fat loss myths I see, explain why people believe them, and what actually matters instead. Hi, I'm Caroline, a mom, a surfer, and a certified personal trainer. In this video, let's debunk the most popular myth about fat loss that I constantly hear from my friends or clients. Myth number 1, you have to eat very little to lose fat. This is probably the biggest one. Yes, technically, fat loss requires a calorie deficit. That part is true. But people take that and turn it into the less I eat, the faster I'll lose fat. What usually happens instead is this. You start eating very little, your energy drops, your workout gets worse, you feel cold, irritable, tired, and hungry all the time. Over time, your body adapts. It becomes more efficient. You move less, burn less, and losing fat becomes harder, not easier. That's why so many people say, I barely eat and nothing changes. The goal isn't to eat as little as possible. The goal is to eat enough to train well, recover, and keep muscle while creating a reasonable deficit. Extreme restrictions work short term. Long term, it usually backfires. Myth number 2, cardio is the best way to lose fat. Cardio burns calories while you're doing it. That's not wrong, but that doesn't automatically make it the best fat loss tool. If cardio alone worked that well, people who run or cycle a lot would never struggle with body composition. But we all know that's not true. Strength training does something cardio doesn't. It helps you keep muscle. And muscle matters because it affects how your body uses energy, how you look, and how well you maintain fat loss. This doesn't mean that cardio is useless. It can be helpful. But when cardio replaces strength training instead of supporting it, fat loss often stalls. Myth number 3, you can target fat in specific areas. This is still one of the most common beliefs. People think if they train their stomach, hips, or thighs enough, fat will disappear from those particular areas. Unfortunately, that's not how the body works. You can strengthen muscles in specific places. You can improve shape and firmness. But fat loss happens across the whole body in an order largely determined by genetics and hormones. That's why some areas change quickly and others don't. It's not because you're training wrong. It's because those areas tend to be last to go. Myth number 4, carbs make you fat. Carbs don't cause fat gain on their own. Eating more calories than you need does. Carbohydrates are the body's preferred fuel for training. They help with performance, recovery, and overall energy levels. When people cut carbs completely, they often feel worse, train worse, and end up craving food more. Many people lose weight initially when they remove carbs, but that's usually because total calories drop and water weight changes, not because carbs themselves were the problem. Carbs aren't mandatory, but they're also not something you need to fear. Myth number 5, fat-burning foods or supplements make a real difference. Green tea, chili, apple cider vinegar, fat burners, none of this change the fundamentals. Some supplements slightly affect appetite or energy, but the effect is small and temporary. They don't override poor habits, inconsistent training, or lack of recovery. If fat loss could be solved with one single product, it wouldn't still be such a widespread issue. Supplements can support basics, they don't replace them. Myth number 6, if you sweat a lot, you're losing fat. Sweating mostly reflects heat and fluid loss. It doesn't tell you anything about how much fat you're losing. That's why people look leaner after a hard workout or sauna, and then they look the same again the next day. Water comes and goes quickly. Fat doesn't. Fat loss is slow and subtle. You don't usually feel it happening in real time. Myth number 7, you need to be sore or exhausted for workouts to work. Soreness means your body experienced something new or stressful. That's it. It doesn't mean the workout was productive, and it doesn't mean fat loss will happen faster. In fact, constantly pushing to the point of exhaustion often leads to poor recovery, poor sleep, and higher stress levels, all of which can interfere with fat loss. Progress comes from consistency and progression, not from destroying yourself every session. Myth number 8, eating late at night causes fat gain. There is nothing magical about the clock. Your body doesn't suddenly store food as fat because you ate at 9 or 10 p.m. What matters most is total intake over the day and over the week. Late eating can be an issue if it's uncontrolled or emotional, but the timing itself isn't the cause of fat gain. Myth number 9, the scale tells you if fat loss is working. Scale weight changes for many reasons: water retention, hormones, digestion, stress, and muscle glycogen. You can lose fat without the scale moving. You can even gain weight while improving body composition. That's why relying only on the scale often leads people to quit something that's actually working. Photos, measurements, strength levels, and how clothes fit give a clearer picture. Myth number 10, the more you train, the faster you'll lose fat. Doing more only helps you if your body can recover from it. Training too much while eating too little often leads to fatigue, sleep problems, and constant hunger. At that point, progress usually slows down. Recovery isn't optional, it's a part of the process. The goal is to train enough to stimulate the change, not so much that your body is constantly under stress. Fat loss doesn't require extremes. It requires understanding how the body responds over time. Most people don't need more discipline, they need better information. If this helped clarify things, subscribe and feel free to share it with someone who's stuck doing everything right and still not seeing results.